what are the top five mistakes that young people make when they have money and how to avoid them? Look, these things I'm going to share with you in this video, I'm guilty of them. I'm not going to lie, I'm guilty of them. So the first thing, when young people start earning money, okay, especially good sum of money, or maybe you started a new job and then they are paying you well, you have some extra income, and then maybe you are experiencing that dream life kind of stuff, okay? The first mistake that a lot of young people make, and of course I'm telling you that I made it, is what they call lifestyle inflation. Look, you don't necessarily need to buy that new wristwatch that is very expensive or maybe classy. You don't necessarily need to go to that party. You don't necessarily need to go to that club or that most fancy restaurant. You don't even necessarily need to get all the women or party in the weekend. And I'm sure that doesn't strike your that doesn't sit well with a lot of people because they think that that's when they need to experience and then enjoy life. That maybe they worked for the job for the money and that they deserve of all the good things they can do for themselves. Look, that is a trap. And for anybody who wants to live and enjoy the wealth that comes with wealth, okay, that comes with a lot of money, you need to learn how to live below your means. And what do I mean? A certain percentage of your income belongs to you. Pay yourself first before you pay people. When you go to the clubs, you are paying people. When you go to buy expensive wristwatch, you are paying people. When you go to that fancy party, you are paying people. Why not keep a certain percentage of your money for yourself? And when I say for yourself, I don't mean like saving without any goal. When you save money, you must have a goal in mind. Maybe the money is for your investment, or maybe the money is for your next bill, or maybe the money is for your housing, or something like a goal that keeps you saving this money. And then when you develop the habit, it's not saving for saving sake, it's saving for developing the habit of knowing that you can actually live below your means. That's the law of frugality. I'm telling you, it pays and it rewards. By being frugal, I don't mean that you don't even take care of yourself or you don't eat well or you don't sleep well or things like that. By being frugal, I mean that you actually cut down the things that are unnecessary. See, it's one thing to not spend money on yourself because you are thinking you're frugal, and it's another thing to actually live well and still be frugal. A lot of people make the mistake because maybe they think they're earning money and this and that they actually not spend any money on themselves and say, I'm saving. No, you're just not living up to your expectations. Look, your body needs to be treated well. You need to eat well. You need to drink good stuff. You need to, of course, you need to feel good about your life. What shall it profit you to have all the money and then you don't feel happy because you are not spending the money on yourself or for the right things? Look, you must actually learn to live below your means, but you must learn to know when it is extreme. And so that is very, very important. That's the one money mistake that a lot of people make, and you should try to avoid. And then, second, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that because they have money, they are free to do everything that they want. Okay, of course, I know that money is power, but you need to understand that money does not give you the right to insult anybody. You never know who is who. You might have money and there's someone who has more money. Okay, don't make that mistake. The third thing that a lot of people make when they have money is that they become proud. They become proud. Okay, pride is something that destroys people. Nothing comes before a man as pride. Once you are proud, you see. I'm telling you that when you have money, find a way to be humble. Do not showcase your wealth immediately. Do not call people and say immediately that, oh, I'm making money on this. You must find a way to remain low key. This way, your wealth is going to sustain you, your money is going to sustain you, and you will not attract any enemies. Look, the fourth mistake that a lot of people make when they have money is that they think that people they are better than other people. Okay, they feel like they are better than every other person just because they've made that money. Look, I'm telling you that the money that you made, there are people that have made it before you. Okay, the money that you made, there are people that have made it before you. So why should you try to think that all these things because you have the money now you are so better than every other person? Please don't make that mistake. And finally, the fifth mistake that a lot of young people make when they have money is that they think that money will always come. Okay, when you're making money, you're earning from a good salary. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the money will always come. Find a way to plan ahead. Plan and say, well, what if things don't work out? Am I having enough that can sustain me for the next 30 or 90 days before I have a new job? Do I have enough to invest in something that can actually reward me? Okay, it's very important that you ask yourself these questions. And I hope that this strikes a bell and that you try not to make these mistakes. And I'll see you in the next one.